this video, I'm actually going to talk about changing the blade. Why you want to change the blade? It can be because the blade has been worn out. You need to change a brand new one because you still want to use the original shaft that's in place. Another reason can be because, example, this blade over here is a righty. Okay, while I need to change it to a lefty. So basically you need to change the size of the blade. Other reasons can be certain players are very particular in terms of what blade they want to use. So they bought the shaft already, but the blade that's on the shaft is not what they prefer, and so therefore they need to change the blade of their preferred choice. And other reasons, which is a not good one, whereby you actually crack or broke your blade while playing, so therefore you're being forced to also change your blade. So this video is just going to go through a few process in terms of changing the blade. Just do follow along with me, and hopefully you can do this by yourself at home as well. This screw has been removed. It's just a screw, and then all you need to do is just screwdriver and just take out the screw. At this moment of time, I cannot remove the blade just like that. It differs from brand to brand, okay, in terms of what is inside this base, right? So this is your shaft, or this is your blade. Now there's something that's inside. Now there are certain brands whereby there's nothing. They don't put glue, they don't put anything special inside, and so therefore you can just remove it. But by removing it very easily and attaching it very easily, it also means that when you play, it is not as steady and it's not firm. So there are at times where kids, students, right, because of their slashing or their play or whatsoever, the screw that's being screwed in, the hole becomes bigger and bigger. And it becomes bigger and bigger, this whole thing becomes loose. And when it becomes loose, you can't even play properly, whether is it passing properly or shoot properly. So you want this to be firm, but yet while changing the blade, the issue will comes whereby if there's glue inside, then that's a problematic situation because it's hard to take it out. Another challenge is depending on the blades that you want to change, right? Certain blades, the alignment of the these screw holes are different. Okay, when the alignment is different, it also means that if you are very particular in it, the overall length after changing the blade, it might change as well. Example, if I want to change from a righty to a lefty, it also means that the screw alignment is just totally opposite. Again, the alignment can't be the same everywhere. If you use this blade, for example, okay, so there's one screw that's here, so this is the level of the screw. There's another screw that's here. Okay, the screws cannot be of the same level. If two screws were to go in, they will clash against each other. So they need to be of a different alignment. Okay, now with the different alignment, it also means that if this is one side blade, I change to the other side, the alignment might change from this to this. So what happens is I need to create new holes, right, just to accommodate, say, the new blade. And with the new holes, what is also another tricky factor is you do not want the hole to overlap this current hole and becomes a even bigger hole. So I'm just going to show typically how I do it, alright? Okay, I'm going to explain this to you first. It's still not hooked to a socket because my kids are watching TV right now. One way to use it to soften or expand, okay, using heat, is to use hair dryer. So turn on the hair dryer. This is about maybe 10 cm away from the blade by itself. So you want to just blow it and loop it around for a good minute or so. Also that whatever is inside will melt a bit, and maybe the blade will expand a bit so that it helps to remove the stick or the blade out of the shaft a lot more easier. So this is one way to do it. Another way to do it, which I do not really recommend, the stove in our own home. Turn on the stove, fire, and then you just use the heat of the fire above it. Now if you do it wrongly, what happens is you will literally just melt the whole blade, and if you melt, it's very disgusting and it might just spoil the whole blade altogether. So I usually would discourage that. Hair dryer, most of us, if not all of us, would have it at home. So use hair dryer, is a lot more safer as well. So as you can see, I've already managed to remove the blades. I'm not so sure if you can see inside, so it's a bit sticky. This is already not too bad because in the past, I do have oxidized blades that are much worse than this. Okay, so and it was super hard to remove it. Okay, so this is still relatively easy. So the next thing is to attach the blades, right? I need this to be on this. What I need to then measure or look at is the holes. So you can see there's this black hole over here. This is the hole that I need to try to match accordingly. And if it doesn't match, then I need to pre-solve it. Like how then am I gonna work around it? Do I need to hit new holes or do I just utilize this one side only? Usually how I measure, okay, I'll just try to measure the pre-existing hole with whatever the blade has, and if I'm happy with it, I'll just go ahead with it. So at this moment of time, right, what I do found is this, right, whereby this side of the hole will be able to match this and kind of just fits into the shaft by itself. But what you do notice is the other side, the hole doesn't match, so I'll need to create a new hole over there. So similar to the previous video whereby I need to put the cap in, and because of the screw I'll need to nail it in before I screw it in. Okay, so let's go through this process again. Because this might be a cold blade, so to put it in, it might be a bit tricky. If you need to expand this, same thing, use the hair dryer just to expand it out before you put it in. So I'm just going to try to put it in without the hair dryer first. Let's see if it works. No, it doesn't work. I'm struggling already because once it's in, it's very hard to pull out. And you can see I'm struggling to pull it out. So hair dryer again. Because of the glue that's inside, putting it in even after heating it up with hair dryer can be a challenge. So I'll need to create new holes. I'm just going to show the nailing process. What you also probably want to note is because the shaft by itself has its own design. Okay, it has design such that it's facing the front and design that's supposed to be at the back. So you see, if it's at the back, it's a lot more what I call plain. What you do not want is your blade to be facing on the plain side. So you're gonna put it onto the side where it has designs. You just have to ensure that the blade do align with whatever design that's there. Okay, so there has to be some alignment in place as well. Okay, so this is just extra thing to note. Let's get things going with the nailing and the screwing. Go! And okay, I'm done with the changing of the blades. If you want to check on the video in terms of cutting the stick, do check out the video over here. If you want to check out the video in terms of gripping your floorball stick, then do check out the video over here. If not, I'll see you in the next one.